Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Israel Brief, brought to you by Lay of the Land. I'm Renee Marks, bringing you the top stories from Israel and the region every Monday to Thursday right here, and also on our YouTube channel. Simply find us at the Israel Brief. You know what to do. Click on that big red subscribe button and you will be notified every time we have a new news broadcast. And I'm very happy to tell you that after storms that battered the country last night, the Sea of Galilee, or the Kinneret, is up by 2 centimeters. You have to understand that this does become a national obsession during the rainy season, because this is where Israel gets a lot of her water from. But enough about water. Let's try and make sense of what is happening in the United States. And it is a nail biter of an election. And as of now, it's still too close to call. We still don't have a clear answer who will be the next president of the United States. Will it be President Trump with a second term, or will it be a President Biden? What we do know is that 5 battlefield states, these are Pennsylvania, North Carolina, Georgia, Arizona and Nevada, haven't finished counting, and we've still yet to hear from Alaska. So we don't have a final result. Nothing's finite yet, and we may have to wait a few days to know who will be the next occupant of the White House. But in the meantime, Likud members, or some Likud officials, are asking themselves, what kind of impact will a Biden presidency have on Prime Minister Netanyahu? It's no secret that the Prime Minister enjoys a very close relationship with the current president, President Trump, and some officials have expressed concern that if it is a Biden presidency, that because the Prime Minister has not paid as much attention to the Democratic Party as he has to the Republican, it could spell the end of his time in office. But this, of course, is conjecture, and maybe it's panicking. But one thing we do know for sure is that despite elements of extremism in the Democratic Party, and here I refer to the squad, Ilhan Omar, Rashida Tlaib, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, who have taken a very strong anti-Israel line and are cause for a lot of concerns. Even though there are those voices within the Democratic Party, Israel has and will still enjoy a strong relationship with whoever the presidency, whoever is in the administration, and that historically both our Prime Minister Netanyahu, our President Rivlin, and Israel have enjoyed a good relationship with Joe Biden, and he is unlikely to be influenced by those extremist elements. But we'll keep eyes, as I'm sure so will you, on what is unfolding in the USA. And now we come back to Israel and we look at where Israel is holding as far as the COVID-19 pandemic is. And after a lot of very robust discussion and debate in the Knesset, it has been decided that on Sunday, November the 8th, the stores that are high street or street-facing stores will open to a maximum of 4 customers at a time. And this does not include the malls. Malls will still be closed. The Prime Minister has expressed a little bit of concern that we might see a slight rise in the infections. However, in the last 24 hours, Israel has only had 754 new virus infections, which is its lowest in 3 days. And yesterday, the outgoing coronavirus czar, Professor Ronnie Gamzu, said that he would like to put up cameras around the country so that it is easier to monitor who is not obeying the rules and who is not wearing a mask. So at least that's another small jump for Israel's economy, as store-facing shops will be given the go-ahead to open on Sunday. And those areas that are still red cities or red areas will maintain a stricter lockdown. Now, we've been talking over the last couple of months about the incredible new trends taking place in the Middle East, and we hope that this continues no matter who the President of the United States is, and that is normalization. And a high-ranking official at the Federal Council of the United Arab Emirates has been speaking to media, and he has referred to both the Palestinian Authority and Hamas as corrupt and murderous. This is very, very strong language. And he goes on to say both the UAE and the Saudis have had enough. They want to support the Palestinian people and are very concerned that money and aid given to the Palestinians, to the Hamas in Gaza and to the Palestinian Authority in the West Bank doesn't filter down to the everyday citizen, and they are not benefiting from any aid that is coming in. And as he said, that the Arab world is getting more and more frustrated as the Palestinians seem less willing to negotiate or come to the table, instead squandering aid that is sent to help them. So we are really starting to see a tremendous change in rhetoric coming from the Arab world. And those are our top stories. We are heading towards the weekend, and a stormy weekend it may be. And I'm not talking about elections, I'm talking about actual weather. We are heading fast into winter, which means we are looking for things to do, as I'm sure many of you are. Look no further than our website at www.layoftheland.online. You can read a personal account coming from Caroline Schlarek. She lives in Vienna. She shares her thoughts and feelings over this week's tragic terror attack that took place. It will also be up on our Facebook page. If you haven't been there, go there immediately. Give us a like, give us a follow. You can find us at Lottle's site. Our profile picture looks like that. And don't forget to share our content. We really appreciate it when you do. I've already told you about our YouTube channel, but no worries, I'll tell you again. Find us at the Israel Brief, click on the big red subscribe button, and don't forget to follow us on Twitter as well. You can find us there at Lay of the Land with the digit 5. So from all of us at the Israel Brief and at Lay of the Land, we want to wish you all a safe and a healthy weekend. We know many of you are going into lockdown, and our solidarity and our thoughts are with you. We've just come out of it, and remember that this is something that we are going through all together, and you are never alone. And if you feel like you are very welcome to reach out to us. We're very happy to chat or interact with you in any of our social media to help you feel less isolated during this very, very challenging time. And we wish you a peaceful weekend. Shabbat Shalom. I'm Rolene Marks. This is the Israel Brief. And we'll meet again next week, where we hope we know who will be the next president of the United States.